Going live here with one of the greatest guys that I know on animal health, amazing Dr. Lee Seward. So today we just really want to give you guys some education about how your pets can live their best life. And I couldn't think of a better person to join us in doing this. And we also know that you guys, your animals, for most part, are your best friends, and they're definitely part of the family. We want the best for them. So as you're watching this live Facebook post, or if you're watching the replay, drop down into the comment section, maybe your funnest picture with your dog. We all want to see those fur babies, or if it's any other animal that's a part of your family, drop in those pictures, because we all definitely want to see it. And you can share and start a watch party with this. This information is going to be very valuable for everybody. So as you're watching this, in the bottom right hand side, it should say start watch party, and you can start your own watch party, get people involved in this information that we're going to share with you. So again, I have Dr. Lee Seward, great man out of Colorado. He's a veterinarian, Vietnam veteran, husband, farmer, Christian. He's active with a ton of different foundations and nonprofits, you guys, while also being a researcher and developer of animal pharmaceuticals, including Equilin for horses. Sorry about that. Prenix for cattle. That's a huge one, you guys, in solo step. But for me, the big one that always blows my mind is that he was a co-creator of HeartGuard for dogs, you guys. Who hasn't heard of HeartGuard? Dr. Lee was part of that creation process. He's also an author, co-author of numerous scientific papers and patents, and he was one of the original members of the LifeVantage Medical Advisory Board. Super passionate about nutrigenomics, anti-aging, and just sharing his knowledge to help animals and people. So with that, Dr. Lee Seward, want to welcome you to this live. And if maybe you could just start off with explaining to us what exactly is oxidative stress, and why is that important and impactful on animal health?
Sure, Sean. Well, thank you, and thank you and Michelle both for having me on today. It's just a extreme pleasure. I just love working with you. You guys, you've been so important to us in our journey in this company, and you just supported us so much. Yeah, just you're in our hearts, and I just really appreciate being able to work with you on this. So to address your question, basically oxidative stress is kind of like rusting from the inside. It's damage to our cells caused by oxidation, or the free radicals inside the cells. It's also known as free radical damage. And this process occurs in all of us, but it's particularly important to pets because of all the things they're exposed to that cause this oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is caused by metabolism, just the eating and the normal life processes, but it's also caused by all the things you're exposed to: the smoke, the pollution, the chemicals, the herbicides, pesticides, all the electromagnetic radiation, the solar radiation. All these things contribute to oxidative stress, this damage to your cells. And this damage to your cells, oxidative stress, is the heart of practically all the diseases that you can think of in your pet, and particularly those diseases and the process known as aging. So it's the big factor in aging and the things we see in the aging process. It's important in humans, but it's equally, or at least and I think more important in animals, because they're out there, they're on the ground, they're in the sunshine. Our dogs are sniffing around and eating things that you can't control. So they're exposed to all kinds of toxins that exacerbate or really make this oxidative stress very important in their disease and aging process.
I love it. And so just to summarize what you're saying here, oxidative stress, kind of left unchecked, is going to have a dramatic impact eventually at some point in your animal's health. Is that right?
You bet. It is the primary aspect of the aging process in animals. So oxidative stress, and there's thousands and thousands of papers. There's hundreds of thousands of papers on the National Institute of Health website, PubMed.gov, and there's tens of thousands of papers on Google Scholar, not Google, but Google Scholar, a technical search engine for scientific literature that specifically talk about oxidative stress in dogs and the relationship to diseases and aging.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. And you guys that are just joining, if you haven't done so already, drop into the comments a picture of your dog, your fur baby, whoever it is. We want to see those pictures start coming in because, again, we know that animals, especially dogs, are definitely a part of people's families. And they absolutely love their animals. With that, I know you're involved with a product right now, Pet Tandem, and there was a dog study that was done on that. Could you give us kind of a high-level synopsis of the study that was done with Pet Tandem?
You bet. Pet Tandem, I mean, basically, it's the primary reason I'm here talking to you. When I heard about this technology, and then at the same time that I heard about this technology, I heard that the company was launching this technology, this anti-aging technology, this NRF2 activation technology that stimulates our genes to address oxidative stress. When I heard the company was launching a product for dogs, I said, I've got to be involved in this. So that's Pet Tandem. And as Sean said, the company actually sponsored a study that was done. It was started out in 80 dogs. It was a placebo-controlled, blinded study. That means, usually they call them double-blinded studies. I call it triple-blinded because not only did the investigators not know which dogs were receiving the active Pet Tandem product and which were getting placebo, but the owners of the dogs, the shepherds of the dogs, did not know. And of course, the dogs didn't know either. So it was remarkable that in this particular study where Pet Tandem, this technology that has the NRF2 activation ingredients that stimulates the genes to produce the enzymes that reduce oxidative stress, known to reduce it by 40% in 30 days in humans, and even more the longer people take it, but also known to reduce it substantially, and in my estimation, probably more so in dogs than in humans, because the results you see. In this particular study, like I said, double-blinded, at the end of the study, it was found that the dogs on the active product, Pet Tandem, actually had better mobility, improvements in their mobility, as well as in their cognitive function, and the enzymes that are involved with reducing oxidative stress had increased. So the conclusions of this particular study demonstrated that important wellness benefits are produced in dogs by reducing oxidative stress. So this was a key study, and this was published in a very prestigious publication, the Journal of the Federation of American Societies for Experimental Biology. That's a real mouthful, but you can tell that's a group that sees leading edge science. They encourage leading edge science in their journal. So it was really cool that this got published, and the results were amazing. Now, Pet Tandem not only includes this natural 5 herbal ingredient technology that reduces oxidative stress, but it also includes a very high quality source of omega-3 fatty acids and an amazing source for chondroitin, glucosamine, and hyaluronic acid, and type 2 collagen. This source is unique because it is the most bioavailable source of these ingredients that we know, far more so than what you find in virtually all the other supplements that you use for joint health. So it's really an amazing product. I can't tell you enough about how sold I am on how well this helps dogs. So it's just really just an amazing thing to improve their well-being and their life.
I love it. I love it. So if oxidative stress is the number one cause of aging, especially even more so in dogs and animals, and this is really the only thing available in the marketplace that's been shown to reduce it at least 40%, an average of 40%, 30 days, 70% thereon after. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer. If importance of the health of your pet is there, you want them on something that is going to reduce that oxidative stress. And this product has been shown over and over again to do that, right?
That's absolutely correct, Sean. And I appreciate your mentioning that there is nothing else like it. There is no other dog product that has this technology and has the science behind it that demonstrates it lowers oxidative stress. And this is backed up in studies that are published and that are available to be seen on PubMed.gov, like I mentioned earlier, the National Institute of Health website for peer-reviewed literature, and on scholar.google.com. Again, not Google. If you search Google, you get your crazy uncle's opinion. Google Scholar is an actual search of scientific and technical literature.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Thousands of papers in there about all the things that oxidative stress relates to. And there's many, many papers in there about the use of this technology in humans as pro-tandem, or even in animals as pro-tandem, but also as pet tandem or canine health.
Perfect. And I know yourself and Becky, you've actually had personal experience with members of your canine family. Do you want to share a little bit about what you've personally seen?
Sure. As I said, when I first got introduced to this and found out that there was a formulation for dogs coming out, it was really kind of an aha moment, because my loyal dog Sheila, that we'd had for years, I call her an Australian border sitter. She was crossed, but had mostly herding breed mix, and just a delightful, wonderful member of the family, loyal, just a great joy for us. Well, she was nearing the end of her life and suffering the things that you would expect as she aged, having mobility problems and cognitive function issues, etc. We started her on pet tandem immediately after we got home from a trip we were on where we discovered this technology, and within weeks we could see her improve. She got more able to get around, her mobility improved, her alertness, her cognitive function improved, and her whole quality of life, you could just see the joy in her life had come back. Just a tremendous, I don't know how you can put a value on that. It's just something that was just so amazing to us and so important to us. She's passed now, but we know, my wife Rebecca and I know, that we got probably a year and a half of quality life with her that we might not have had otherwise. And geez, you just really can't say how important that is for these family members, our fur babies, as people say, in our lives. I've been blessed to have a life with animals, and this has really become something that I'm so passionate about because of what I've seen it do, not only for Sheila, but so many other people have told me their stories about how it has helped their dogs in these areas, and how they feel the quality of the life, the joy of that dog's life has returned through the use of this technology.
I love it. I love it. And that's the thing is, when we start to see these stories unfold with our own animals that we've known and we've had years around, we really know how they act and how they behave. And, as they age, just like humans, there's certain things that used to work really well that just, they don't work as well as they did when they were younger. And that's what we're talking about, is unlocking the body's potential, whether it's a dog or a human. It's getting the body working like it was designed to do. And I can tell you, here in South Dakota, when this product first came out, that's what blew my mind with this is story after story after story, Lee, of people coming back to us saying, I don't know what's in this, but it's absolutely doing something. You know, my dog hasn't been able to jump up in my pickup for years, and now all of a sudden he's in and out of the pickup again like he was a pup.
You got it. It is. And that's one of the amazing things about it too, is that from my observation, you see the results in your dogs far more quicker than perhaps you might experience them or other people might experience them from the same technology. Yeah. So you actually, and one of the issues here, of course, is for the dog, there's no real placebo effect. Mm-hmm. So you don't, it's not just because the dog's getting a pill that it's getting better. It's getting better because you're reducing oxidative stress.
Yeah, and then that made it
bringing back that well-being, that overall health that oxidative stress reduction allows in this animal.
For sure. And that made it really concrete in my mind that there was something physiologically happening inside of the body, because exactly like you said, you know, the dog doesn't know the difference between a treat or pet tandem, right? If something
That's
is
exactly it.
They're improving mobility, they're improving cognitive function, something is happening inside the body.
And I've seen it, like I said, in Sheila, it was dramatic in a very short period of time. She'd gone from being virtually uninterested and unable to do much to where one night I had her out in the barnyard going out to feed the horses. And it was dark, and she had gained her joy of life back. She was with me, and she was going around checking her little spots in the barnyard where the rabbits might be. And all of a sudden, I see out of the corner of my eye some movement, and I see a fox run across the barnyard with Sheila in hot pursuit. Just amazing, an amazing thing. I hadn't seen that in years. Hadn't seen that kind of interest and that kind of alertness and that kind of activity and so on. I can't tell you how amazing that is.
Yeah,
and we hear story after story of the same thing, like you mentioned.
Absolutely, and we hear it too. The testimonials and the stories are unbelievable, but you know, at times you have to see it for yourself. And you know, it's so hard to see any animal struggle with health. And so you guys, if you already have a pet that it's on Pet Tandem, type on it in the comment section below. And then if maybe you have a pet that just needs to be on it, not on it yet, comment below "need it." We want to hear, and the person who invited you on to watch this information, they'll follow up with you. And keep in mind too, wouldn't you agree, Dr. Lee, that the best time to keep a pet healthy is when they're already healthy, right? Being
of course
about their health.
I mean, we don't know yet, but I'm sure that in time will tell. But certainly, oxidative stress in animals starts very early in their life because they are exposed to these toxins, and these toxins do accumulate and have their impact on increasing oxidative stress. So this technology, not only does it produce enzymes that reduce the oxidative stress, it also allows the cells to get rid of these toxins. So it's kind of a double whammy there. Yeah. So I believe that, you know, starting them young gives you the best shot at keeping them healthy and happy for their life and extending their lives.
I love it. I love it. And I know we've primarily talked about dogs in this, and we're going to wrap it up here in a few, but outside of dogs, what other animals can benefit from this product?
Well, virtually any animal, frankly. This whole technique, I mean, this whole technology and the stimulation of NRF2 activation that it creates is the same system throughout the animal kingdom. So virtually all animals have this same mechanism that causes aging and disease processes. So any of the standard, the pets that most of us experience would likely benefit from NRF2 activation. I know we do it. We give this technology to our horses. We've seen some very positive responses there. I have many people that we know personally that I've had them use it in their horses with positive results. And we have many, many friends throughout the country using it in their horses and with positive results. Cats, we've seen results in cats that are positive. I've used it in my own cats. It's the process. The problem is getting it into them. But I'll tell you what. One thing a key I will say is any is better than none, and particularly with cats. Don't worry about how much you're getting in. Get some into them if you can.
All right. And so if you did have a picky animal that doesn't necessarily like that, I know it's bacon flavored, it's designed for them to love it. But if you do have a picky animal, what would you suggest for those ones?
Well, like I said, there's various things with some dogs, even though this is a flavored chewable tablet like you talked about, and the vast majority of dogs gobble it up. Some dogs aren't going to, so you'll have to find whatever their favorite savory food might be, peanut butter, cheese. My secret that I hate to share with people because it is such a positive, powerful secret is Philadelphia brand cream cheese.
I love it.
So cats is a different story. I put it into, I powder pet tandem into a very fine powder and mix it in with wet food. And take just very small amounts of the pet tandem to start. Just like you think, yeah, there's no point in doing this because there's so little of it. Start with a very, very small amount and do it that way.
Perfect.
In wet food.
All right. In Philadelphia, they can, for the plug, they can send any residuals over